it's Dr. Beckwith welcoming you to the Art of Eating. This video is a brief introduction to our course and our course page that you'll be using for our course. The first thing I want to talk about is on the right-hand side, you'll see a screen cap of the first section of our course. Because it's hard to see, I will be using details here. Now, details are an enlargement and a separate area, which you can see over here to the left, of a larger image over here to the right. And this is the area that I specifically created the detail for. You're going to want to use these throughout our course to specify the areas of images that you're analyzing. So that detail included the announcements and FAQs forums for our class. The announcements forum will be used for general announcements and information about the course. Only I can post in that forum. The FAQs forum will be where you can post questions for me and for your classmates to answer, and where I can pose questions that are specific to the overall course. For example, surveys on what group you would like to belong to for any group assignments, and you can reply back to them. As you scroll down the Moodle page, you'll see that the next section is course materials. Here you will find the syllabus, which is formatted per ADA and OU accessibility guidelines. You should read through it, but I'll also highlight the questions I think most of you will be most concerned with in this welcome. The calendar is also located here. This is more straightforward, but I'll still go over some of the questions you may have. I'm always available for questions. And where can you post those? No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. Post the name of the movie where you post questions, or if someone has already posted it, reply to them with your current Netflix and or Hulu binge, because I'm out of things to watch. Also, if you've never seen the movie that quote is from, that should be next on your list. So, questions that I think you might have from the syllabus as you read through it. The first, you do not have to purchase any books for this class. I've made all the course materials available to you for free on Moodle. Your classwork will consist of reviewing course materials, lectures, videos, audio files, etc., and giving all of those your close consideration, as well as participating in our online discussions and completing assignments. Assignments will take various forms. You will not be expected to write formal essays for each assignment. You will, however, be expected to put critical thought, close observation, and analytical insights into your assignments, no matter what form they may take. You'll also find that I'm quite open to new methods and alternate means of communicating knowledge and understanding. In past classes, students have created TikToks for assignments when that was appropriate, and we'll have the same realm of possibilities open to us here. While you will be able to construct creative projects for this class, you don't need any artistic talent to succeed in this class. You do not need any prior knowledge of art. You do, however, need to have knowledge of food. And you can see the extent of the knowledge which you will need. I've opened up the course calendar here so we can take a little bit of a closer look at it. On the far left column, that's the date range for the completion of discussions and assignments. I'd recommend you start work at the beginning of each date range and not wait until the last days. This course isn't constructed so that it can be successfully completed by someone who logs in 1 day a week and does all the work all at once. The middle column lists the type of activity. The far right column lists the section titles and the specific activities in each section. The titles are used as topics on our class website. You should begin with the first activity in each section and work your way through them in the order in which they're presented on the calendar. You'll also find them in the same order on our class website. The work on these activities is ongoing. So even after you've posted to the Say Hello activity, you should return to it and read your classmates' posts and respond to them. The learning in this class is cumulative, and you will find it returning to previous discussions and activities while progressing forward will build your overall understanding. As you continue down the course website, you'll see the next section is What's On. You'll be using this section later in the course and don't need to worry about it or do anything with it at this time, or at any time until you're instructed to utilize this resource. Essentially, it contains links we'll be using to make virtual visits to museums around the globe and explore their collections and exhibitions. Should you care to see some of these works in person, please do let me know. I'm the director of the British Studies at Oxford program, and most summers, we live and study in residence at Oxford University in England while traveling to London and all over England to see the sights, from paintings to plays to visiting pubs. In fact, here's a picture of me in the Tower of London, which is actually a good segue to something that I want to make sure that you all do. There's another detail on your left-hand side of your screen from our course site. Normally this would appear in the upper right-hand corner of Moodle. You can see my avatar, little dog, and my Google picture, both. Please set up either a picture of you or a representative image so we feel like we're talking to people in our discussions. What's the tea? Here we are at your first section of the coursework. You'll find the 4 discussion forums. Remember, do them in order here. When you click on them, you'll find specific instructions for each in terms of the content for those conversations. One thing I want to emphasize here is that this is conversation. Don't write your responses like an essay. If and when you need to write an essay style, I'll let you know. Instead, talk, converse, engage with the ideas and with one another. At this time, I'm not going to say you must reply X number of times to your classmates. Say 2 times. No one ever started a great face-to-face conversation with someone else by saying, after I talk, reply twice to me. And if they did, you wouldn't really want to talk to that person. Conversation and discussions should inspire response. And the response should not be, I heard you, but something which in turn inspires the original speaker to reply back. You don't even need to agree with one another. You all know how good conversations work and how to talk to each other. And that leads me to my next piece of advice. Talk to each other. Don't talk to me. Our discussion rooms in this class are essentially conversations we're having with each other. When you post, there will be topics I ask you to include, but you can talk any way you want. Again, not formal essays. And you should talk about these topics in a way that interests you, since that will probably inspire your classmates to want to talk back to you. I'll be in the discussion rooms, but I will be there largely as part of the community that is having conversation, not as your, quote, professor. So when you write your discussion posts, you should not write them for your professor, because none of your classmates are going to want to talk back to you if you're talking to the professor. All right, you'll see just below this week's section, there are empty sections. They are not actually empty. They simply aren't visible to you as we begin our work this week. The first course of the meal we're all sitting down to together in the art of eating will be visible to you later in this week, so you will be able to look ahead. But as you begin this week's discussions, I want you to have a clean palette for our exploration and discovery of the artist's palette that's on our plates. And that's all for now, folks. I'll be back again soon, and I look forward to seeing your discussions this week in our Getting to Know Each Other What's the Tea section. Have a great night, everybody. Stay safe and take care.